Hey friends, welcome back to Astrology Today. I am your host, Mel Rose, and today is Monday, August 5, 2024. I am so happy to be here with you today. You can see that it's a gorgeous morning here in my backyard in Lee's Summit, Missouri. I hope wherever you are that you are feeling great, that you are held, that you are whole, and thank you so much for being here with me. So, before I get into today's astrology, I want to remind you that I'm giving a class through Nadia Shaw's Synchronicity University. This is going to be on Saturday, September 7th, so just over a month from now. And it's an online class. I think the link will be in the description, but you can also just look up Nadia Shaw or Synchronicity University. We were invited to give classes related to a theme of home this time, and you know, the moon rules the home. It also rules my chart, so I thought it'd be a good time to give a class on how I use the information of what is in, where the moon is in a natal chart and where the moon is out there right now, what it's doing out there right now, to help create and navigate a comfortable home life and a comfortable private life. So please join me for that on Saturday, September 7th. You can go over to Synchronicity University and sign up for it. I think for as little as $3 a class, so that's a pretty good deal. I hope to see you all there. As for today's astrology, the sun is in Leo, and the moon starts out in Leo too. We had the new moon yesterday, so sun and moon conjunct in the same sign. And today the moon is going to move on into Virgo. So first I want to talk to you about that. We have a void of course today that is about 6 hours long. And when the moon is void of course, that's, you know, the time it takes from the last aspect it makes in the sign it's leaving to when it moves into the sign it's about to enter, right? And this is a time when the moon is like, I don't have any responsibilities to anybody, and I am not going to be influenced by any particular sign, okay? So what we feel, what we experience in our private experience, our feelings, our emotions, our physical sensations, our home life, these things, they kind of take a pause. It's a little bit like the new moon, where you take a pause from trying to create things or get things done, and you give yourself a little bit of grace to process what's happened in the last few days, and get yourself ready for the next few days. And you know, the void of course, the time period for that varies a lot. It can be a minute or two, or like today it can be 6 hours. I've seen them up to 24 hours. So I feel pretty happy to have a 6 hour void of course today. Void of course is a time to relax a little bit. And I know it's Monday, so you might be at work, right? But the idea is, especially when it comes to your private life, to not try to make any plans, to not try to start anything new or set anything in stone while the moon is void of course, because it might not work out after the moon comes out of void of course. It might be like, oh, I'm gonna do this definitely, and then 6 hours later, when the moon comes out of void of course, you're like, oh, I see why I can't do that, right? So just give yourself a little grace during this time, and until about 4:15 this evening, Central Standard Time, friends. So adjust for your time. About 4:15 this evening, that's when the moon will come out of the void of course, and then you can start to sort of negotiate your way forward, especially in your private life, your home life, and among the people that you keep close. In addition to the moon's activity today, we have Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Mercury went retrograde in Virgo yesterday. And, you know, Mercury is really right at home in Virgo, and Virgo is a pretty meticulous sign, likes to sort things out. So, you know, I don't necessarily feel uncomfortable about Mercury being retrograde in Virgo, because Virgo is already the sign that makes us want to, you know, dot our I's and cross our T's and make sure we have everything worked out before we sign the contract or make the move, right? And that's what we need to do when Mercury is retrograde. It's not don't do anything, it's not don't agree to anything, but understand that whatever it is that you agree to at this time, it might have to go through some revision about a month down the road. So keep that in mind, and make sure you ask all the questions and get all of your questions answered and know exactly what it is that you're agreeing to if you make plans or try to agree to anything while Mercury is retrograde, which is for the next 3 weeks. So there's that. And so yesterday we had the Sun and Moon and Venus in Leo, and Virgo's the next sign over. Mercury going retrograde in Virgo. And then yesterday, Venus moved on over into Virgo, and today the moon is moving on over into Virgo. So we're having this definite shift in energy from Leo energies to Virgo energies. Now the sun is still in Leo, so we're still feeling that bright, shiny, maybe a little bit of show off. Just we feel beautiful. We feel like we can, be sort of magnanimous, generous with people. We like to be shown appreciation. We like to give appreciation when the sun is in Leo. And we're going to keep doing that. But the vibe is definitely shifting now toward Virgo. Yesterday, 3 planets in Leo and 1 in Virgo. Today, by the end of the day, it's going to be 3 planets in Virgo and 1 in Leo. So that shift from Leo to Virgo is from shining and being glamorous and fabulous and generous and kind and giving, over to Virgo, which is not. It's not giving, but it's a lot more meticulous. It's a lot more about sorting things out, tidying things up, paying the bills, taking care of the minute parts of business. Okay, so if you feel that Virgo vibe coming in, don't worry about it. In fact, just lean into it. Okay, if you feel like, okay, well, here's my Virgo moment. There's one thing I can't find, so the whole house needs to be cleaned, right? So that's how that kind of works for me. It's sort of like, well, I really need everything to be in order so I can have my hands on whatever it is that I own, that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and sort through everything and make sure it's in its place, right? So that is the vibe that we're moving into today. And, that moon is just now a waxing crescent. It's still basically the new moon. We're still in that pause, but it's a time when we can start to think and dream and imagine what it is that we would like to get accomplished this month. Maybe we're in the middle of working a larger plan, or maybe we have some smaller plans we'd like to come up to. It's a little harder to plan when Mercury is retrograde, right? But that doesn't mean we can't. It just means we need to be very particular about getting our details in order, right? And this is just a time of discovery, of thinking our way forward, of dreaming our way forward, and we'll spring into action a little bit later. Coming up this Wednesday, the sun is going to be a sextile to Jupiter, and that's a really lucky sort of vibration. Now, sextile is a cooperation. I always get this idea like, cogs working together, right, with the sextile. So it's very cooperative. This is, who we are sort of in our public life, the person that the world can see in this cooperative vibration with expansion, with growth, with things that connect us to bigger things in the world, okay? Higher education, travel, doing bigger business in the world. So, coming up on Wednesday, even though we've got Mercury retrograde, we have a really auspicious, lucky day to look forward to, and I would use that information to take action on something that you want to see expand. Okay, if that is business out in the world, if that is your friendship with somebody, if that is if that is a personal project that you're working on, whatever it is that you want to see expand, be working on that day on Wednesday the 7th. And also that day Mercury will be conjunct to Venus, so we'll be able to really talk about what we love, talk about our expectations and our hopes and our dreams, what it is we'd like to receive, those things that we like and love and can't get enough of, okay? Talk about the affection that we would like to have, talk about the compensation that we would like to have. Remember that Venus runs the gamut from our romantic relationships all the way to our professional relationships. So, that is going to be the day when we feel almost a pressure to speak up and say what it is that we need to sort out, what's on our minds, right? Mercury conjunct Venus in Virgo, it's really going to be about, making things clear, being a little bit meticulous, and putting the ideas as well as the stuff and things in order, right? Having a conversation that says, okay, I think that we might not be in alignment on this, and I just want to make sure that we're clear on the facts. This is what's happening, and this is our plan, and this is how we're moving forward. Am I correct? Right? That's the kind of conversation that's coming up on Wednesday. And then this Friday, the sun is going to have another adjustment aspect to Saturn. So that's going to be interesting. It feels a little bit like coming up against a wall or a limitation. There's a little bit of a challenge to our progress coming up on Friday. But we will talk about that in future episodes, because I will be back here on Wednesday and Friday to talk to you about the rest of the week. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I so appreciate you being here, and I will catch you all on Wednesday.